In the first part of the story, in the second episode, we discussed Genghis Khan's strategy of initially weak then strong attacks, his campaign against the Western Empire, and the annihilation of the Jin dynasty. If you haven't watched it yet, feel free to click the link to enjoy it. Next, we will talk about the second half of the second episode, which tells the story of Genghis Khan's conquest of the Western Liao, the extermination of the Khwarezm Empire, his first campaign to the west, and his later years. That exciting content is about to begin, so stay tuned. In January 1218, amid the harsh winter winds, the mighty Mongol army swept in like a storm, casting a shadow over the bustling city of the Western Empire. Emperor Li Zongxu of the Western Empire watched his once prosperous kingdom crumble in an instant, and he was forced to seek refuge in the Western Liang state. In this desperate situation, he sent a messenger to surrender to the Mongols, hoping for a chance to survive. Upon learning of the emperor's surrender, Genghis Khan ordered the withdrawal of his forces, granting a temporary reprieve to the Western Empire. At the same time, Genghis Khan turned his attention to the Western Liao, a hostile force. He sent Zuchi to lead the campaign against them, sparking a breathtaking battle. Zuchi's army successively subdued the Toira tribe at the headwaters of the Kurdish River, crossed the upper reaches of the Yenisei River, and conquered various tribes including the Yuis, Kamkolis, Tuba, and Bariat. The Jalairs, who had refused to send troops to assist the Mongols in their campaign against the Tatar tribe, were attacked next, and they surrendered after being pursued to the Ob River. The various tribes to the west, including the Kashkai, Talish, and Shibir, also surrendered one after another, and the smoke of war gradually dissipated. During the early years of the Mongol Empire, Genghis Khan dispatched General Kublai to quell the rebellious Naimans and Merkit remnants in the Eurasian River area. They successively subdued former vassals of the Western Liao, such as Turets and Kashluk tribes. However, the Naiman leader Kuklug cunningly fled to the capital of the Western Liao, Shuanhai, intending to usurp the throne. Upon learning of this, Genghis Khan immediately sent Jib to campaign against Kuklug. Eventually, in Tashkurgan, Kuklug was captured and killed. From then on, the territory of the Western Liao was completely taken over by the Mongols, and the Mongol Empire bordered the Central Asian power, the Khwarezm Empire. At this time, a Mongol caravan arrived at the Khwarezm border town of Otra, intending to establish friendly relations through trade. But this caravan met with an unexpected disaster. The local governor Inalkuk, coveting the caravan's wealth, decided to take advantage of the opportunity to seize their riches. He fabricated charges, accusing the caravan members of being spies, and mercilessly killed them, seizing their goods. In this brutal massacre, only one camel driver narrowly escaped. He returned to the Mongols with his grief and indignation, and told Genghis Khan everything. Enraged, Genghis Khan sent 3 emissaries to Otra, demanding reparation and justice for the innocent caravan, but the emissaries were treated even more brutally. During negotiations with Muhammad, one emissary was killed, and the other 2 were shaved of their beards and expelled. The incident in Otra became the pretext for Genghis Khan to march into Central Asia. The spark of war was ignited, and a conflict between the 2 nations became inevitable. Upon hearing about these rebellions, Genghis Khan immediately realized that this war was far from over. The task of pacifying the Khwarezm Empire was going to be more challenging than he initially anticipated. Despite this setback, Genghis Khan was not one to admit defeat. To extinguish the flames of rebellion, Genghis Khan dispatched his generals to recapture the rebellious cities and suppress the uprisings. He also ordered Joki, Chagatoy, and Tolui to lead their troops to pursue Jalal ad-Din. Despite the initial victory, Jalal ad-Din was unable to resist the powerful Mongol forces, and he was forced to retreat further and further west. While retreating, Jalal ad-Din managed to gather a force of 70,000 men and chose to make his stand near the Indus River. The upcoming Battle of Indus in 1221 became one of the most memorable battles of the Mongol invasion of Central Asia. During the battle, Jalal ad-Din exhibited extraordinary courage and leadership, but ultimately, he was unable to stop the Mongols' advance, and his army was annihilated after his defeat. Jalal ad-Din jumped into the Indus River and managed to escape. Following this victory, Genghis Khan's empire expanded significantly. The Mongols successfully suppressed the uprisings and re-established control over the region. With this conquest, the once mighty Khwarezm Empire had been completely obliterated, and its vast territory was incorporated into the Mongol Empire. Despite this success, Genghis Khan didn't rest on his laurels. He continued to expand his empire to the west, reaching as far as Russia and Eastern Europe. His empire became the largest contiguous empire in history. In his later years, Genghis Khan focused more on administrative affairs. He established a system of law known as the yasa, organized his empire into a decimal-based military system, and promoted trade and communication within his empire. His focus was not only on expansion, but also on building a stable and prosperous empire. Genghis Khan died in 1227. His cause of death is still debated. Among historians, some suggest he fell from his horse during a hunt, while others believe he died from illness. His death marked the end of an era. Genghis Khan's vision and achievements laid the foundation for the future Mongol Empire, which under the reign of his descendants expanded further and had a profound impact on world history. We will delve deeper into the reign of Genghis Khan's successors in the next episode, so stay tuned for more captivating stories about the Mongol Empire. This is the end of the second episode of the series Genghis Khan and the Mongol Empire. We hope you've enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed creating it. Until next time, take care and stay curious. Genghis Khan recognized the need to end the war swiftly, hence, he decided to take advantage of the discord and division within Jalal ad-Din's ranks, merging his forces to cross the Hindu Kush. In November of the same year, Genghis Khan decisively defeated Jalal ad-Din's army on the northern bank of the Indus River, forcing him to flee to India. With Jalal ad-Din's rout, the fate of the Khwarezm Empire was sealed. Genghis Khan's Mongol army mercilessly demonstrated their might, ultimately incorporating this once powerful Central Asian kingdom into the Mongol Empire's territory. During this tumultuous conquest, the power of the Mongol Empire gradually expanded, and the fame of Genghis Khan spread throughout the world. As the flames of war subsided in Persia and the Indus River basin, another storm was brewing in the distant north. Two Mongol generals, Subutai and Jebe, completed their conquest of the Khwarezm Empire and immediately turned to fight the allied forces of Rus and the Cumans. In the spring of 1222, war engulfed central and western Persia, and cities were captured one after another. The Mongol army, like a broken bamboo, moved northward. On the other side of the Caucasus Mountains, the Talans and the Cumans were defeated, with the Mongols pursuing the victory. Yet, behind this war, a larger crisis was quietly approaching. The princes of Kiev and Rus decided to unite against the Mongols. They jointly formed a strong allied army, vowing to remove the Mongols' iron hoof from their land. However, when this coalition faced the Mongol army led by Subutai and Jebe, the problems of internal disunity and inability to cooperate in battle were exposed. The Rus alliance engaged the Mongols in fierce battle east of the Kalka River, but due to contradictions among the princes and lack of coordination, they were ultimately defeated. The Mongols pursued the victory, plundering the southern part of Rus, and then attacked the Bulgars. The Mongol army led by Subutai and Jebe eventually returned to Mongolia from the north of the Caspian and Aral Seas, completing this unprecedented western expedition. Meanwhile, in the far east of the Jin dynasty, Mukholi led his army to conquer regions such as Hubei and Shandong. After his death, his son Baru succeeded him and continued the conquest of the areas around the He River. In 1225, Genghis Khan conquered Khwarezm and appointed his eldest son Joki to govern the area. After 7 years of western expedition, this founder of the Mongol Empire finally returned to his homeland in the northern desert in autumn. In the hot summer of 1226, the scorching sun could not waver Genghis Khan's steadfast belief. He decided to personally lead an expedition against the Western Jia, despite being over 60. His loyalty to the country and passion for his cause had not diminished, seeing the old lone wolf general still brave and fearless. The morale of the soldiers increased dramatically, rushing deep into the desert. Genghis Khan launched the War of Extermination. Against the Western Jia in the northern desert with his followers, he first took Haishui city, eliminating the Western Shia's Western army. Then moved south along the Hijin River, spending the summer in the Hanshui mountain. After consecutive battles, he continued to conquer Shazhou, Suzhou, Ganzhou, Ziliangfu, Lingzhou, and besieged Zhongxingfu. Emperor Xianzong of Jia, Li Duan, passed away from an illness due to worry, and the last emperor, Li Xian, succeeded him. After a long siege, the last emperor finally decided to send envoys to the Mongols to seek peace. However, Genghis Khan decided to continue south, enter the Jin territory, capture Lintofu and other places, and rest and recuperate in the Liupan mountain. In the Qingshui county at the foot of the Liupan mountain, the seriously ill Genghis Khan left a will to his sons to unite and support his third son Gegedei as the Great Khan, and to complete the destruction of the Jin together. Finally, on August 25, 1227, Genghis Khan passed away at the foot of the Liupan mountain at the age of 66. He was buried in the Gurban Valley of the Kent mountain, resting eternally with the warriors who had bravely sacrificed themselves on the battlefield. Gegedei and Tolui followed Genghis Khan's posthumous policy. They not only successfully pacified the Western Jia, but also ultimately extinguished the Jin dynasty in the Battle of Kaizhou in 1234. The Mongol Empire continued to expand, and the heroic deeds of Genghis Khan have been passed down through the ages, and the heroic ambition of a generation of heroes forever shines on this vast prairie. In the life of Genghis Khan, he rose from a humble Mongolian tribal boy, unified Mongolia, and established the Great Mongol Empire. He led the Mongol cavalry to conquer the Western Liao and Khwarezm, and for the first time launched a Western expedition, demonstrating the strength of the Mongol Empire to the world. The influence of Genghis Khan goes beyond his lifetime. His legendary story has become a classic example in history. Showing a brave, wise, and decisive leader, his life was full of war and conquest. But at the same time, it has left countless valuable lessons for future generations. In the next video, we will share the story of Genghis Khan's eldest son, Joki. Please look forward to the content of the next episode. If you like this story, please help us by subscribing and sharing. Thank you.